take you to Nujiang, an ancient and mysterious land tucked in Yunnan province. Discover a vast meadow situated 4,000 meters above sea level, where Lanping, Lijiang, and Meixi counties converge. Come and meet the Pumi and Lisu ethnic minority groups who live along the canyon and soak up their authentic brand of sound, laughter, and dance.
A journey to where nature is at her most magnificent and forbidding. To mysterious places where dazzling and diverse cultures flourish. Where China's numerous ethnic groups draw you into a world of color and vibrancy. Where distinct lifestyles, traditions, and crafts have survived the test of time. Join Travelogue on its 17-part ethnic odyssey, visiting more than 100 places across China. Ethnic Odyssey, an enlightened look at China's rich ethnic heritage.
Variety of China's landscape, diversity of its people. Welcome to Travelogue. Welcome to our minority special. Here is Yunnan province. We're gonna walking along the river, travel from villages to a township to visit them, to show you beauty of China and to explore the greatest canyon in China.
The canyon, otherwise known as the New River Gorge, is a real natural wonder. The popular wisdom is that this is the second grandest canyon in the world, after the Grand Canyon itself in Colorado in the States. But I have my doubts. Many of the cliffs here rise to well over 3,000 meters, and that's higher than anything the Grand Canyon can boast. As for the river, she earns her name, Nu, meaning rage, for her roaring rapids and the thundering waves. From her source among the snow-capped peaks of the Qinghai Tibet Plateau, she winds for 1,500 kilometers across southwest China before making her way into Myanmar. As for the many tall mountains that stand in her way, well, the Nu simply cut through them, hence the canyon. Another wonder of the canyon is the ethnic minorities. It's hard to imagine anywhere else in the world which is such a huge diversity of dialects, customs, and faiths. The only thing that people seem to have in common here is a shared belief in living in peace. The town of Liuku lies at the southern end of the New River Gorge, from where my expedition will take me way up to north.
Here, one of the largest transportation center here. We can have a bus, taxi, all kind of transportation you can find in Liuku, this is a city. And this can take you all the way to the city we're going to go into, the Bingzhongluo. It's take about 6 hours. You know, if I have money, you can take a taxi. This costs us 600. Or you can take a bus. It's a lot cheaper. Or you go down the other way to go to Baoshan, which is close to the airport. That is cheaper and shorter distance. It's only 2.5 hours. So I'm in the middle. We'll decide which way I'm going to go. So I'm going to ask all the prices, compare with everything to find out.
As the capital of the Nujiang Lisu Autonomous Prefecture, Liuku enjoys good transport links, so you can get to pretty well all of the prefecture's many townships and villages from it. I've already discovered the names of the 4 counties that make up the prefecture. They're Lushui, Fugong, Lanping, and Gongshan. Clearly, though, I've got a lot more to learn about what seems to me a truly charming area.
One thing, I gotta tell you, one thing. Come to Yunnan, gotta be prepared for long traveling plan. Because each location to another location, they might take, 5 hours, 6 hours. But just don't sleep. Wake up watching around, while you're driving. There's so many beautiful scenes along the road. But it's gonna be a long plan because, this is all in the mountain. You have circling the mountain from one to another one. Take a day or two, and then you want to enjoy. So you need a long plan. Got it? Too much drive. I'm tired.
My first stop is Dayangchang, a vast meadow. Dayangchang is about 4,000 meters above sea level. Up in the mountains where 3 counties, Lanping, Lijiang, and Weixi meet. Dayangchang is famous for its natural beauty and the remarkable people who live here. They are the Pumi, fewer than 30,000 of them living along the canyon and in Lijiang to the east. At one time, the Pumi were herders, roaming the high grasslands of Qinghai Tibet Plateau, but over centuries, they have been settling down as farmers and craftsmen. Pumi, I've been told, means white. I guess the name was chosen because of its association with purity. I, for one, can remember hearing songs and seeing dances that conveyed such a sense of pure enjoyment. But then singing and dancing have been an important part of Pumi life for as long as anyone can remember.
这是我们普米族的烤弦，这是竹筒，在里面的话有3根竹片。然后平时我们在家坐在火塘边的时候，心情不好就可以吹一吹，然后就心情时候好的时候就唱唱歌、跳跳舞。 心情不好的时候就吹吹口弦。
还有一种说法就是以前老人就是谈情说爱的时候，就是用这种说一些简单的语言了。
The Koxian is an icon for Pumi tradition, which makes it more a narrator of history than a vehicle of love. In times gone by, the Pumi were a nomadic folk, roaming the grasslands up north on the Qinghai Tibet Plateau. When powerful invaders came from the north, the Pumi declined to fight and instead they moved further south. Apparently, much of their wandering was done to the accompaniment of the Koxian. I'm now on my way to a village called Baihualing, which means floral range, a small place hidden in the canyon. It was barely known to the outside world. That was until a century or so ago, when the village had some visitors who left it a legacy that is making it known today. Like any other new arrival, I've given a traditional Li Su welcome. The Li Su, perhaps more than any other ethnic group in 3 parts, are well known for their singing and dancing, and they certainly start young. However, the songs the children are singing today are no ordinary Li Su folk songs. And that's because the place I've been visiting is no ordinary Li Su place. it has a secret, and just like me, a lot of people come here to investigate. The secret is connected to religion. Although most Lisu people believe in the gods of nature, there are some who don't, especially those living in the canyons, remotest mountains. Now the reason for this religious divergence is all to do with the visitors I mentioned, the ones who came here a century ago. There were missionaries who came from Britain and the United States to preach Christianity to the villager. And it's Christianity the villagers are practicing now, but with some subtle differences. Take Christmas or Thanksgiving, for example. Yes, they celebrate it, but not on a fixed date like the rest of the world. They prefer to fit it in between 24 and 26 December.
Okay. It's here's the Bible actually created in the local language. The language actually pretty much like an English alphabet, but the order they put is differently. But of course the pronunciation, everything's differently. It only started from 1928 when the British priest came in town and taught them create these words and the language. And in 1945 started to have Bible. Now in my hand, the whole Bible, the entire story is written by use the local language. And every Sunday people here to sing the song. And later on, hopefully I can ask them to sing the song. That's all in Lisu language.
It's time to say farewell, but here there's no waving goodbye. The villagers sing me off with songs. I don't understand a single word of it, but I can't help thinking that in their singing there's something of the purity of their hearts. Next stop is Fugong County, east of Lanping. The biggest ethnic group here is, again, the Lisu. Christianity is the main religions among them. Altogether, the Lisu people number over 600,000 people, mainly living in Yunnan. Traveling on a bumpy road can be pretty uncomfortable, especially at a moment like this.
One problem. Car roll over a big stone. Broken. Now we have all the sea, you can see the trail. No more gas. No more oil. So we're gonna either hiking or lucky get a car. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Well, as you can see, I'm pretty lucky. Even so, there's no avoiding some footwork from time to time in the canyon. It's common to see people walking in these parts, where the mountains are so steep and the current runs so fast. But there are times when two legs simply end up to the task. In the olden days, cables were the key means of transport in the canyon. Everything from goods to human was transported via cable.
I love Yunnan. Actually, I love every place to travel. Every time I go somewhere, I can find interesting thing, exciting thing. For example, here is a cable car. I'm going to go there. It's all manual. Go with the beautiful girls, with the local, minority, and they do that every time. Now, I'm across the river. Just do it more exciting. And the first time, I'll try. Oh, I'm a little bit scared, actually, be honest with you.
The time change unless, of course, you're getting married. Lisu style. There are the traditional songs and dances and ceremonies. It all seems just like a regular wedding, until I notice something rather strange. There's no sign of the bride and bridegroom. So what's going on? It turns out it's all part of the unique Li Shu wedding tradition. Drinking is a must at the Li Shu wedding, just like at any other wedding. But here the tradition is for all the guests to drink from one barrel of wine. The idea is that by sharing the wine, everyone will share good fortune and happiness with the new couple.
Sand-bearing lovers, this is a tradition. Always a tradition, all about love and mystery. Here, we come over here. What they have a tradition is in the minority, they bear the two couples. If you're willing to bear with them, that means you're lovers. Let's go check it out. Who are the lovers?
Usually, this strange custom is sometimes Li Shu youngsters do at festival or in spring, just before the field work starts. But occasionally, they make an exception, such as when they went to tramp, and unsuspecting visitors like me.
What a great tradition. What a great tradition they have doing. They dig holes, men, boys, and girls are digging holes. And then they start finding their loves. Whoever finds it, just so happened, all of a sudden, the boy finds a girl he loved, and they grab it and they bury that hole. Whoever buried it, they call lovers. So we're trying to find, 快找啊，快找，找到就买啊，抓到一个就买。So they cannot find it. Nobody knows who's the boy, who's the girl. Who's the boy, who's the girl? 赶快抓一个，赶快买，赶快抓到没有？好。That's what happened. The tradition, not necessarily happy. The buried of. It's what happened. 下面该怎么样了？This is what happened. 我先把它挖开。This is a painful tradition. They call sand bury lovers. We bury each other. Whatever happened, we're gonna dig ourselves out. I gotta dig her out. And to make sure she can get out of it.
I'm now on my way up north to Gongshan Autonomous County, from where the canyon extends into Tibet. The way the mountains are arranged here forces three major rivers, the Jinsha, the Nu, and the Lanchang, to flow very close together from north to south. So hereabouts, they're known as the three rivers in parallel. The town used to serve as a major stop on the famous Tea and Horse Caravan Trail, with all the goods and traffic that pass through the town en route between Yunnan and Tibet. It became home to different ethnic groups, who in return give the town its unique cultural mix. The road leads to another rather mysterious village. I just can't wait.
Here we call it Bingzhongluo. In Bingzhongluo village, local villagers believe those mountains around there are God mountains. They're totally 10 God mountains. Not only that, this community is a mixture of all religions and all different minority groups. For example, walking on the trail, I can see Christian church, Tibetan Buddhism, and also you have all the families that's living around here, all mixture of different minority groups. They all have their own religions. They're living together happily. Everybody stop. Want to find out what's going on. All this road is broken every day, so check out what's going on.
The village is called Wuli, which means in the mist. So if you hadn't already guessed it, now you know the village lies deep in the mountains. There's no road to it, which can make things rather inconvenient. The advantage is that Wuli remains unaffected by modern civilization, the original, unspoiled paradise, in fact. The village is home to the Nu, one of the oldest ethnic people in Yunnan, who live mostly in the 4 counties of the prefecture. With a tiny population of less than 30,000, they are farmers who cultivate their fields and grow corn in the mountains.
We'll see the houses, all the materials made of local. For example, we'll see the ceilings here on top of the house. Those are the platform from the rock. It's cut from the rock, piece by piece, laying there, protect the water. It's waterproof. And the wood is all trees from the local mountains. So they cut the trees, strip the skin, and there's just a piece of trees. Actually, from here, we can see the little difference from the past time. They don't have that much tools. So all we see is the entire tree trunk, layer by layer, add together. And the newer ones, things to have the new tools, so can cut by piece, like a, form already. So it's every materials from the local. And here, the 40 families enjoy their life using everything in the here, and food, they make their own food. House made from the local resources. Quite independent world here.
From here, the canyon and the Nu River continue on into Tibet. There was a time when the river served as transport link between Tibet and the rest of the world, away to the southeast. Owing to the roundness of the canyon, a road was eventually carved out of the cliffs in the canyon. Merchants, caravans started making the journey backwards and forwards between Tibet and Yunnan, carrying goods such as tea, lee, salt, and grain on their horses. And so the road became known as Tea and Horse Caravan Trail, which at one time was the only transport link between Tibet and southwest China. Still today, there's some traffic along the road, but it's nothing like the days when it was crowded with horses and merchants, which the sound of horse bells echoing through the valley. The carved rocks bear testimony to the locals' eagerness to make contacts with the outside world in those days. It's time to bid farewell to the canyon and to its charm and beauty. From here, our journey will continue on the famous road. The plan is to travel with a caravan of the past, in anticipation of discovering and experiencing all the wonders and mysteries that await on the road ahead. Our journey will take us on into the great and mysterious highland of Tibet. So stay tuned for more of Travelogue Ethnic Odyssey. On the next episode of Travelogue, the world's highest plateau, the most mysterious people with a long, unique history. Meet the brave and devout Tibetans in Tibet.